If you've been on the Bakerloo Line recently, you may have noticed that the trains have become quite a mess. Specifically, there has been a rise in graffiti on many of the trains on the line. It's starting to look a bit like the New York City subway in the 1980s. Maybe not that bad, but it's still not great. But how did it start? 1. Old trains. These trains are old, 53 years old to be precise. This means that they lack some of the features you'd expect on a train in 2025. One of these being CCTV. Without CCTV, vandals can graffiti the trains and not be caught on camera, which makes enforcement difficult for TfL. 2. The broken window effect. When people see a train that already has graffiti, they are much more likely to add to it than to be the first person to put graffiti on a clean train. This means that when a few trains become vandalised, it begins to happen across the fleet, making it much harder to clean. 3. At night, trains are often quiet, especially at the north and south ends of the line. As a result of this, the very front and back cars of the train are often empty, as they are furthest from the entrance at most stations, making it a hotspot for vandalism to take place. But now you might tell me, it's only some writing on the wall, it's not damaging the trains. Well, you're not wrong, but nobody wants to ride a train looking like this. It makes the trains look unsafe, dilapidated, and a bit apocalyptic, not the image you want commuters and tourists to have when riding the tube. Now that's enough of me moaning. What can actually be done to fix this problem? The most obvious answer is to just clean the trains, but there are 36 of them, so it is no easy job. They would also need to clean the entire train at once, to ensure that the broken window effect doesn't make people start the graffiti again. A few of them have already been cleaned, such as this one. They look much better, just some of the paintwork has got scratched by the graffiti removal. It would also make sense to get new trains, but trains cost money, which TfL doesn't have, and if production started now, they wouldn't be in service for another few years. Action groups like Bat the Bakerloo are calling for this, as it will enable the long-awaited southern extension of the line to hopefully make progress. And lastly, they could refurbish the trains to include CCTV, and remove the graffiti while at it, a bit like what's been done on the Central Line. But the Central Line trains are 32 years old rather than 53, meaning that for the Bakerloo you might as well just get new trains. So what's actually going to happen? TfL will probably continue cleaning the trains for the time being, and hopefully they don't get vandalised after that. But in the long term, new trains are really needed, as in 2025, trains from the 1970s belong in a museum, not in the underground. However, no funding from the government is currently allocated to ordering new trains for the Bakerloo, even though TfL has suggested expanding the order of the 2024 stock currently being built for the Piccadilly line. There is no current timescale for when you will be able to ride new trains on the Bakerloo line. So for the next 10 years probably, you'll be able to continue enjoying or despising travelling on a 53-year-old museum piece train deep under London. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment telling me what you think should happen to these trains. By the way, I'm also on Instagram. You should check out my page as well as subscribing and liking on here.